Eris, the goddess of chaos, is a figure of great significance in Greek mythology, particularly in the context of the Trojan War. Her presence is felt in several epic poems, including the Iliad and the Cypria, where she is a central character wreaking havoc and causing discord among the gods and mortals alike. In Greek mythology, Eris is often depicted as a troublemaker, stirring up trouble and sowing discord wherever she goes. She is the daughter of Nyx, the goddess of night, and the sister of Ares, the god of war, which is fitting given her association with chaos and strife. Eris is often portrayed as a mischievous and malevolent figure, delighting in causing conflict and upheaval. One of the most well-known stories involving Eris is the myth of the Golden Apple of Discord. According to the myth, Eris was not invited to the wedding of Peleus and Thetis, and in her anger and spite, she threw a golden apple into the festivities. The apple was inscribed with the words "for the fairest," and this act of provocation sparked a rivalry among the goddesses Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite, each claiming the apple for herself. This ultimately led to the judgment of Paris, and the events that would eventually culminate in the Trojan War. In the Iliad, Eris is directly responsible for instigating the conflict between the Greeks and the Trojans. In the opening lines of the epic, Homer invokes the goddess, describing her as sister and comrade of murderous Eris, and as the one who threw in the midst of them the strife that divided the spirit of noble Achilles. Eris's actions serve as a catalyst for the war, setting in motion a chain of events that would ultimately lead to the fall of Troy. Throughout the Iliad, Eris is depicted as a malevolent presence, actively working to exacerbate the conflict and enmity between the Greek and Trojan forces. She delights in the chaos and destruction that unfolds on the battlefield, reveling in the suffering and sorrow of mortals. Her role as a harbinger of discord and strife is a central theme in the epic, serving as a reminder of the destructive power of unchecked chaos. In the Cypria, an epic poem that predates the Iliad, Eris is similarly portrayed as a disruptive force, playing a pivotal role in the origins of the Trojan War. The poem describes how Eris, seeking to cause trouble among the gods, throws a golden apple inscribed with the words "for the fairest" into the midst of the divine assembly. This act sets off a chain of events that ultimately leads to the judgment of Paris, and the subsequent conflict between the Greeks and the Trojans. Eris's actions in both the Iliad and the Cypria demonstrate her capacity for causing chaos and discord on a grand scale, her influence extending far beyond the mortal realm. Her character serves as a potent symbol of the destructive power of strife and conflict, embodying the inherent chaos that lies at the heart of the human experience. In conclusion, Eris, the goddess of chaos, is a central figure in Greek mythology, particularly in the context of the Trojan War. Her disruptive and malevolent nature serves as a driving force behind the conflict, setting in motion a series of events that would ultimately lead to the downfall of Troy. Eris's role as a harbinger of discord and strife underscores the destructive power of unchecked chaos, serving as a cautionary tale of the consequences of unchecked conflict and enmity.